Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Bird. I'm recording a quick video to show you how to complete the pre-assessment activity in our intro week in the PE course. So I'm going to start out by showing you how to find the pre-assessment. You're going to go into your physical education course, scroll down to where you click on content first of all, and then scroll down to where you see intro week / pre-assessment. Once you click on that, you will see everything you need in order to download the pre-assessment form and get started on the exercises. This shouldn't take you very long. It's really helpful to maybe have one person available to help you complete the exercises because there is some measurement and some timing involved. And it's much easier to have somebody help you time yourself or help you measure your VSIT, for example. So let me show you what this pre-assessment form looks like. It is a Word document, so if you haven't already, make sure you go through your Office 365 account and download Microsoft Office. It's a free download for all students at Insight. The pre-assessment has two sides. There's a pre-assessment side on the left and a post-assessment side on the right. So if you're guessing that you're going to do this twice, you've guessed correctly. You'll do it once now and once at the end of the trimester. So if you can save it somewhere familiar, create a folder for PE and save it so that you can open it up and add your scores at the end of the trimester. That's kind of nice because you can see where you've improved and where you've grown. And then the bottom part for reflection, that is for the post assessment at the end of the trimester. So don't worry about that for now. So there are some pictures and some directions on the form. And I also have a PowerPoint I'm going to show you really quickly with some more, maybe some more specific directions. So like I said, this form is located in the PE course. You click this link, you download the form right here. You click this and it'll download into your downloads. Make sure you open it in Microsoft Word. Some people's computers may automatically open it in a web browser tab. Please make sure that you don't fill it out in a web browser tab because it will not save properly. So please open it, save it to your computer, and make sure that you open it to fill it out in Microsoft Word. Okay? So really quickly, the first activity on your list is push-ups. You can do the push-ups on your knees like this picture shows you, or if you do push-ups often and you are conditioned for push-ups, you may do them traditionally. However you want to measure your success, that's all this is for. It's to measure your growth throughout the trimester. I'm not grading you based on how many push-ups you do. I am looking for improvement. So if you can do 2 push-ups on your feet traditionally, that's great. Do 2, and then see if you can get it up to 7 or 8 maybe by the end of the trimester. If you are a lot more comfortable and you feel more successful doing them modified, go ahead and do that. So the modified form, notice, still has the person still has a flat back and backside area. You don't want to put your backside up in the air and make a 90-degree angle because that makes them a lot easier. So make sure that you have a flat back and backside, knees on the floor, hands flat on the floor. You're going to count how many push-ups you could do in 1 minute. So you have to set a timer for yourself or have somebody set a timer for you. It's pretty nice to have somebody time for you because you're counting your own push-ups too. Okay, so that's push-ups, pretty basic. Try to have nice form so that you can measure yourself properly. Air squats, count the number of reps you can do in 1 minute. So just like push-ups, you're going to time yourself for 1 minute. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, bend at the knees down to a sitting position. So don't go any further than like a stool type of height. Don't try to go any lower than that. You don't want to go further than a 90-degree angle. That's actually not good for your knees. Keep your heels flat on the floor, up to standing, and then repeat. So you're just repeating this motion and doing as many squats as you can in 1 minute. Next one is the plank. Don't we all love this? If you don't ever do this, it's really hard. So don't feel bad if you can't hold it for very long. If you haven't been working out at all during the summer and you're just kind of getting into it, this is going to be hard, and that's okay. Just hold it as long as you can. Once you break position or break form, if you start sagging your bottom towards the floor and you're not keeping that straight line anymore, then stop and count your time. So you're just timing how long you can hold the plank position. So somebody will start a timer as soon as you get into position and then hold it as long as you can. I have seen people hold them for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you're just starting your workout regimen right now, it's not abnormal to only be able to hold it for 30 seconds or so. It's really difficult. So just do the best you can. Wall sits. I'm sure you've all done wall sits at some point. Find a wall or flat surface that you can lean onto. Make sure your form is really good. Like I said, it's really helpful to have somebody help you. They can tell you if your form is good, if your knees are at a 90-degree angle. You don't want your bottom too low or too high. You want your knees, your thighs, and your calves at a 90-degree angle, just like she is here. And just like the plank position, you're going to hold this pose as long as you can. All right, this one is probably the most complicated because you do need a couple of things. If you have a hard surface in your house, maybe your kitchen floor, place some like painter's tape or some sort of colored tape on the floor as a baseline, if you can find some. So in the picture here, you see some red tape. Then she got a measuring tape. You may ask whoever holds the tools in your family where the measuring tape is, you know, the big yellow measuring tape. And the start of the measuring tape would be between your legs, touching you because you're measuring from yourself forward. So your measurement's going to be, you know, where her fingers are. That's how many inches she could reach. So this is helpful to have somebody watching you and looking really closely at that measuring tape so they can tell you where your fingers, how far forward your fingers went. And I do have a quick 1-minute YouTube video to show you that will help this make sense. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If you need to watch that video more than once, that is okay. Especially with the scoring part, that can be kind of confusing. So it doesn't really matter. I guess I need to rephrase what I said about the measuring tape before. It doesn't matter where the measuring tape is on the tape. All you're going to measure is the difference between where the tape and the measuring tape meet and where your fingers are. So watch that video once or twice if you're unclear. The last thing on your pre-assessment is a mile run. For the past several years, we've made this optional simply because it did seem to be an extra burden on a lot of students who either didn't have a way of measuring a mile, did not live in an area that had a place where they could run or walk outside, So if you do run, walk, or jog on a regular basis and you would like to use this as part of your pre and post assessment, I highly encourage it. But if you can't, do not stress, you will not be deducted any points. Okay, so that is it for the pre-assessment video. Please reach out to your PE teacher, email, phone call if you have any questions or need any help.